Hi, my name is Sam Hernandez, and the position that I would like to apply for is a Senior Youth Therapeutic Caseworker in a flow program for Relationships Australia. Now, as an emerging social worker and experienced youth worker, I feel that I have strength across different areas in the scope of social work practice. I believe that I have excellent communication skills, and that translates to the strength in relationships that I'm able to build with clients, colleagues, upper management, and agency professionals. I believe that time management is a strength of mine, as I'm consistent in my approach and with the expectations that I have of myself, my clients, and my colleagues. I think people who know me would say what you see is what you get. I implement transparency when it's appropriate, and if I say that I'll do something, it will get done. As a social worker, I relate closely to the values in the Code of Ethics and those of Relationships Australia as an organisation. But my top professional values are authenticity, integrity, social justice, and the importance of relationships. I believe to be a successful and effective practitioner, it's vital to be authentic. A huge part of our role is to be relational, and we have the privilege to meet people where they truly are in life. To be able to build relationships to facilitate change and movement for our clients, being authentic is at the core of that. This also correlates as to why the importance of relationships is a value of mine. Integrity is a value that I'm drawn to, as it encompasses honesty and an adherence to strong moral and ethical principles. There have been many mistakes made in our social systems in the past, and for us to do better, we have to have ethical integrity in our practice. Social justice is one of the reasons that I wanted to be a social worker. I've always been an advocate for those around me. I have a strong belief in supporting people to get their fair share in life and to be able to have the experiences that they want. As a practitioner, some of the social work theories that are in my practice framework are the systems theory and social learning theory. As an experienced residential care youth worker, I've seen firsthand social learning theory in practice. I've seen how behaviour of others can impact the behaviour and development of a young person, both from their home lives and from other young people living in the residence. Social learning theory suggests that people learn through observation. This can be malicious or maladaptive behaviours, but it can also be positive behaviours that encourage personal growth. I believe that mentorship and positive influence can greatly impact a young person and the development of their personal values. Systems theory is a concept that I see regularly in my current role working in an alternative education program. We work with young people who are significantly disengaged from education for long periods of time, and this factor is always influenced by different micro and macro systems in the person's life. This can range from multi-generational welfare-dependent families that are not able to prioritise school attendance over providing food, social problems within friendship circles, and mental health issues related to family breakdowns. It can also be a direct influence of a dated education system designed for neurotypical young people with trauma and learning difficulties, without trauma and learning difficulties. Now, the STAR method. This is a situation where I responded to a difficult situation in my workplace, and there is a trigger warning. Now, the situation was I had a client who came onto the school site to do a 2-day work zone traffic management course. This particular student had a fairly volatile home life and had numerous emergency room presentations over the year for self-harm and mental health, and was referred to a clinic by the hospital to explore a borderline personality disorder diagnosis, but this had not been followed up. This client went into the school on a lunch break to use the bathroom and was confronted by some students that she had issues with in the past. There was an altercation, and she became very close to assaulting a staff member in the school. She was then asked to leave the school grounds, and this made her very upset and very vocal, as it meant that she wasn't able to complete the course that she had started. This then turned into an emotional breakdown where she was screaming that she wanted to die and was going to throw herself in front of a train. My responsibility in the situation was to monitor her and ensure that she didn't leave the premises in that heightened emotional state without any supervision or support. The actions I took was I coordinated a staff member to phone the mental health triage for advice initially, and I stayed by her, but at a distance, to let her know that I was there for her, as I was the person that had the relationship with her. I remained at the distance to not upset her further, but went with her lead with the conversation and the distance that I kept. The result was an ambulance and SAPOL arrived to the location, and she left through the parklands. I followed up with both services after to check that they were able to make contact with her and support her. She went home and spoke with the ambulance staff and was able to regulate her emotions to a point of safety. I attempted to speak with both her and her mother, but didn't get a response. I received a call back the following day from her thanking me for my support. I felt that it was important that I assured her that our relationship had not been damaged by the incident the day before, and if she did need somebody to talk to, I was available for her during our case meetings each week, and that we would continue to be working together. Thank you for listening.